The growing buy local movement sweeping across the nation has fueled an interest in naturally raised poultry. Raising birds on pasture is fairly simple and can provide a sustainable operation with high profit margins. Raising birds on pasture, however, is an art and a science, and there is no cookie-cutter approach. We encourage you to use these educational materials to develop and adapt a system that works for your farm. Breed selection should be based on consumer demands. For example, some consumers may prefer the commercially bred Cornish cross. Some advantages to the Cornish cross is that they grow quickly, utilize feed more efficiently, and have larger breasts. On the other hand, they have less foraging desire. Another option are heritage breeds like Buff Orpingtons and Barred Plymouth Rocks. These birds are natural foragers. However, it may take an additional 4 weeks to get them to slaughter and an associated higher feed cost due to that fact. Once the chickens have left the brooder, they need to be placed in a movable pen within the pasture. This movable pen, better known as a hoop house, should be moved its length once daily from weeks 3 to 6. It should be moved twice daily from weeks 7 and 8. One important thing to note is when you first put the birds in the hoop house, you need to move it carefully in order to train the birds. As evidenced by this clean pasture, chickens will forage. However, one of the most common misconceptions is that they do not eat grain. Forage typically will only replace 5 to 10% of the chicken's diet, but there are some management tips that we can do to increase or maximize their foraging capability. First, it is important to realize that research shows us that foraging develops microbes within the chicken's ceca. This allows them to digest fiber. Secondly, the amount of sun and time of day directly influence foraging behavior. For example, the chickens would forage best in the hours of the morning from 7 to 11 and hours in the evening from 3 to 6. Raising broilers on pasture can be an excellent supplementary enterprise on diversified farms, particularly if these farms already direct market other farm products. The success of getting broilers to market depends on several important off-farm variables, including access to state or federally inspected processing facilities and effective marketing mechanisms. For more information on foraging behavior and tips and tools for raising birds on pasture, refer to our educational materials in this module.